Have you ever done your makeup in the morning and it looks amazing, and then by lunchtime it's like breaking apart, coming off, or just like rubbing off? When your skin is dehydrated or oily, your makeup just doesn't sit right because it's either kind of getting slicked off by the oils or it's just clinging to those dry patches, and that's where it looks flaky and weird. So we want to make sure we get like the perfect skin prep so that the makeup sticks and it stays all in one and looking glowy and beautiful and perfect. So we're going to start right from the beginning. This is when you do your actual skin prep. So you're going to wash your face, tone, moisturize, do whatever your skincare routine is. I'm going to show you my routine really quickly in case you need inspiration. And for reference, my skin is oily and somewhat acne prone and pore clog prone. First step is always washing your hands before you wash your face so that you're not getting germs from your hands on your face when you're washing it. Of course, I have to wear my little influencer headband. So because it's right now the end of the day, I'm going to actually do an oil cleanse first because I am washing off some makeup and sunscreen from the day. I spent the day at the beach, so let's get that off first. I'm using this Centella Skin 1004 oil cleanser. This one does not irritate my acne, so I really like it. If you don't oil cleanse, you can use your micellar water at this point, or just start with your cleanse and skip this step. Now I'm just using a cleanser. I always cleanse off the oil cleanser because I have very acne prone oily skin, so if I leave an oil cleanser on, it will definitely make me break out. I'm using the Vanicream Gentle Cleanser. This cleanser is honestly universal, like not many cleansers are. This one can be used for any skin type. Okay, so now my face is squeaky clean. I'm going to use any toners, serums, essences. So I'm going to use the Bioma Face Balancing Mist. This one is great for your skin barrier, and it just adds some hydration too. And honestly, at this point for skin prep, you want to use like moisturizing, glowy kind of products. Anything that's going to give you like a glass skin type look, you want to use, because when we put on the foundation and any powders and you're setting your makeup, that kind of draws out the moisture. So we want to add as much moisture now as we can without making our skin like greasy. But you do want your skin like soft and supple and like sticky, ready for makeup. So I'm also using the Tier Milk Skin Toner. This one is great for that glass skin look. You're just gonna press this one in. I also live in a very dry climate, so if you live in a dry climate, you want to go a little over the top with your hydrating products like I am. If you live in a very humid area, you can probably scale back slightly because there's already a lot of moisture in the air. But where I am, it's very, very dry, so I really need to layer on that moisture before I do my makeup. Okay, now I'm going to go in with my serum. I'm going to use the e.l.f. Thirst Burst Drops. We want our skin glowy, remember? Even if you like a matte finish to your makeup, you want your skin like glowy at this point. And then we can always powder what we need to powder later. But to avoid that dry skin look underneath the makeup, you really need to make sure that your skin is really nice and moisturized before you add all the products. This serum also does have niacinamide, so if you have kind of oily skin like me, that really helps for oily skin. And then it also has hyaluronic acid, which is just hydrating and amazing for any skin type. Okay, now that we're done our serums, we're going to go ahead and moisturize. This step is not optional. No matter your skin type, everyone needs to moisturize. You can use a different moisturizer for different skin types. Like if you have really dry skin, you might want to use like a more heavy moisturizer. If you have more oily skin or acne prone skin, you might want to use a lighter moisturizer. I'm using what I consider to be a heavier moisturizer, but it is very acne safe. So it's the Vanicream Daily Facial Moisturizer with hyaluronic acid and ceramides. This one feels like very heavy and like a balm, but kind of in a good way. If you want something that's lighter, or it's for if you have really oily skin and you want it to feel very light and you live in maybe a humid area, then I would try the Cetaphil Daily Hydration Lotion. This one is also amazing. I'm going to use this one because it's thicker and I live in a very dry climate. And I'm also going to make sure that I'm focusing on areas that get dry for me. So if I'm going to get any dryness, it's usually right here around my nose. So I always focus on that area when I'm adding my moisturizer and doing my skin prep. Also want to get under your eyes, and that's very delicate skin that has like a lot of creasing as well. So make sure you get everywhere. And once you're nice and moisturized and hydrated, then we're going to go in with our SPF, which is another non-optional thing. We need to wear SPF every single day. It avoids like sunspots, it protects your skin, and it protects your skin from aging and the dangers of the sun. So this is my favorite sunscreen. It feels like a moisturizer. Dr. G Green Mild Up Sun. It's 50 plus SPF. Actually, I think I'm going to try a new one. This is like my tried and true, but I actually am going to try the La Roche-Posay, the one that everyone loves. Typically, I go with mineral sunscreens, but I'm going to try the La Roche-Posay. I tried this one like a year ago, and I initially thought it was 100% mineral. So when I found out it wasn't, I was like a little bit sad and I ended up returning it, but I'm giving it another try because it just seems to be everyone's favorite. Oh, it's very liquidy. I'm gonna apply it to my hand first. But yeah, everyone like loves this sunscreen, so we'll see how my skin feels. Sometimes my skin is sensitive to chemical filters, so we'll see. But this one does feel really nice. Like initially it does feel like a moisturizer. And just make sure you find a sunscreen that works well under your makeup. Some will pill, and you do want to pay attention to if you're using like a water-based foundation, then you want to use like more of kind of like a water-based sunscreen, or not something that's super oily that may break apart your foundation. So keep that in mind. I know that this one is compatible with my makeup because I've used it before. But you may need to do kind of like a trial run and just see what works with your makeup, or read the ingredients first. Okay, and the last and final step is going to be primer. So use a primer that works for your skin type. Again, I have acne prone skin, so I like to use a lot of e.l.f. products. I do find them very acne friendly and they never make me break out. So I'm using the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. I've seen people raving about this one. I have not personally used it, so I'm going to try it out. But any kind of grippy primer will work here. The idea is we want something that's kind of grippy or sticky that's going to allow the makeup to stick to it. And that's whether you're doing like light natural makeup or like a full beat. And I am waiting 30 to 60 seconds between each of these products just to make sure that they can kind of set in and I'm not just mixing them around on the surface. Okay, so primer. Okay, it feels really nice on the skin. It's definitely already getting kind of tacky just while I'm rubbing it in, which is good. Okay, let's try the little grip test that everybody does. That's viral. Okay, mine. Okay, well mine's not working. Okay, I don't know if people are like, okay, 6 for a second, that's it. But my skin does feel sticky. I don't know if you can tell, it kind of looks like I have glue. And it is the glue. Okay, so some rookie mistakes. So overloading your skin. We did use quite a few products and we did quite a few steps, but you don't want to overdo it with too many products. Like, for example, if I did 3 different serums, it's more likely that it could start pilling on your skin, and we don't want that. So we don't want to skip any steps, but we want to make sure that we're using minimal products. It's a very fine line balance. Another rookie mistake would be skipping the moisturizer. I know a lot of people are like, oh, my skin's so oily, I don't need moisturizer. You do. You just might need a lighter moisturizer, but if you skip it altogether, that one is another big mistake that's going to make your makeup not turn out as good. Another thing would be using the wrong primer for your skin type. So I used to use like very silicone kind of smoothing primers, and my skin's very oily, so I feel like it would always just like, I feel like it wouldn't let my skin breathe. So for me, that kind of made me sweat more. So make sure you're using the right primer for your skin. And then another common mistake would be moving too quickly through this routine and not letting the products set in before you go on to the next layer. So if you're just adding all the products, mixing them together, they're not really meant to work like that, and they will mix together, and that's when they can like pill or have problems. So make sure you're leaving like 30 to 60 seconds between each of these layers just to let it kind of set into your skin. And then this routine can be tailored to different skin types. So remember, I have oily, acne prone skin. So my focus is always going to be on using lightweight products, niacinamide, mattifying primers. That's going to be my focus. But if you have dry skin, you're going to focus more on hydrating layers. So like I said, you might want to use a more hydrating lotion or cream. You'll want to use maybe some hyaluronic acid and a hydrating primer. And then if you have combo skin, you may want to spot treat. So you can mattify your T-zone, but then you may want to use some hydration in some other areas where you get dryness. Keep that in mind that this can be tailored based on what you need. And if you have sensitive skin, make sure you're using gentle products for your skin that you've tried, maybe less fragrances and just more hypoallergenic and sensitive products for your skin. Okay, so my skin is all prepped now. You can see it's nice and glowy and ready for makeup. I am going to do just a very light makeup look today, so I'll show you how that turns out after doing a really nice skin prep. But again, this can work for like a full face beat or just like a light makeup application. So let me show you the finished makeup. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.